I know the devil is getting creative with ways to off me, because the other day I was on a run in the early AM and I almost got run over by a deer. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. My name is Amavi. I also go by Abby. If it's disrespectful, like, you can call me kind of anything, but if it's disrespectful, I just won't answer. I've gone from strength athlete to what I would say is more commonly known as an endurance athlete. I ran my first marathon last year. If you look up the female athlete triad, that's what I'm kind of talking about in this video. I've lived that. I've gone through that. It is advice that I wish my 14-year-old self heard. I wish someone talked to me when I was 16, 17, beating it up in the gym, wondering why I wasn't getting results, just comparing my body to other people's bodies. First things first, this video is for the girlies. I made a video about building a core back numero uno, and if you haven't seen that one, I recommend that you go see that, because I talked kind of about my gym routine, and the menstrual cycle affects working out so much. If nobody has ever talked to you about that, I'm here to tell you they're lying and they're missing out on something. I have gone through so many phases of working out in my life. I have worked out consistently since I was about 14. That is not a flex. That is just to say I have a license to carry these guns. Please, protein is expensive nowadays. Don't come at me for it, but I don't no longer have an ass. It's quite upsetting, but it is what it is. I have completely changed my workout routine and my fitness routine because of my menstrual cycle, and because I have tuned in and started tracking it for the past 3 years or so. It's a habit, it's a part of my life now. It's not something I'm always gonna be like flaunting or like, look at my workout routine. Like, I'm not one of those gym bros, although I can be. So I would say around the time I was 22, 23 is when I fully realized how big of a difference it makes. And then I decided to track my macros and calories and structure my working out around my menstrual cycle, instead of just forcing myself to always perform the same every day of the week no matter what, because again, we are not robots, we're humans. I just woke up from a 5-hour nap, and that's a nap to me. I don't know who made you king of the world, stay out of my business. Then my period started, and now on a day that I previously thought I was not going to work out at all, I am now going to work out and actually do a pretty heavy workout, because now that's what I feel like. So hormones have such a huge effect on your energy levels, and the luteal phase can kick dirt, eat rocks, climb a rock wall, and not have a B layer to help them get down. Quite honestly, die, roll over and die. The luteal phase is absolute trash. But the awesome part about that is if you know your luteal phase is going to be incoming, what you do, and what I do for me personally, is I just read books, I take walks, I do yoga, I do my gentler, lighter workouts. And then when my period starts, I am in a very good mood. I have a lot of high energy. I get really good quality sleep, and I'm just more optimistic overall. And for about 2 weeks, so like clockwork, I know that I can overload my workouts and even my work schedule, and I know that I can perform because I will get very good quality sleep. I honestly feel superhuman. I wish someone would have said, like, take a seat, take a step back. Sister, we need to talk. Because what? Your genetics are nothing like their genetics. Your lifestyle is completely different. Heard that, like, the skinny trend is back, or how I'm not really on social media again, iPhone 7. But also, y'all, it is very damaging, and I know that TikTok is damaging but people are always talking about how, like, oh, the skinny trend is coming back into play, and like the eating disorder look, and I'm like, first of all, everybody is different. That should go without saying. The team that I play for, thick year long. Thick 24/7. Truly, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I think it is ridiculous how people say hormones have nothing to do with it, and cortisol has nothing to do with it, and you should never miss a Monday. Okay, Chad, do you bleed out of your once a month? I didn't think so. And even if you do or don't, again, women have very irregular periods. There are people that think that I'm kidding about period pain. We are trying to work out like men when we're not men. Our menstrual cycle and our circadian rhythm is completely different. It took me so long because I thought it was tracking that back. If I had advice that I could give my 14-year-old self, and myself that was younger and was doing restricted eating and was always on diets, because side note, did you know that men actually intuitive eat? They eat what they want when they want, they sleep when they want. So women are always on diets, we don't listen to our hormones, we don't do what we're supposed to do. We're just jacked up on cortisol, and then we're all puffy and retaining water, and we're stressed out, and which makes you gain weight. And if you don't sleep enough, you don't eat well, you don't drink enough water, you gain weight. It's a vicious cycle. I will never, nimik, No, not once ever do hour-long cardio binges or super intense HIIT sessions, high intensity interval training. I'm not gonna do long cardio binges and starve my body of nutrients, starve my body, and then have the cortisol that comes after that. And then you're puffy and retaining water. There's science that goes into this, but I know for me personally, pentru mine, para mí, I'm not doing that no more. We're not. Like, yes, I am an endurance athlete, but the difference is you are in a different zone. Your heart is not working as hard to pump blood, so the intensity is lower. So when you think endurance athlete, don't think that I'm not going at the highest my heart can possibly pump blood for 4 hours during a marathon. It actually took me 5 hours to run a marathon. It was my first marathon. I'm not going as hard as I possibly can. For endurance. You're actually going more in the middle zone. So that being said, I will not do it anymore. My body hates it. I don't do well. It messed up my sleep and messed up my eating patterns. That being said, I thought it was gonna make me lean. It does not make you lean. But for me, the cardio binges just led to food binges, and it was this vicious cycle of always feeling like I had to go harder to lose more weight. And then why was I always puffy and retaining water? Garbage. Will not be doing that again. What has replaced that is steady state cardio and just a lifestyle that is more lightly active. So I walk a lot more. Maybe I run less, but I walk more. And then when I do work out, my heart zone is usually in a more middle area instead of like the high intensity level 5, zone 5 area that I used to do sprints on the treadmill on. I will no longer train for aesthetics. I will no longer train to be skinny. What? You're training to be weak? We live in a society. I get that. However, what? But I'm not training for aesthetics anymore. Maybe a little bit, but whereas now it's 10%, it used to be like 85% training for aesthetics. Now I train for longevity. I train for functionality. I train for flexibility. I train to be able to sleep well at night and have a normal circadian rhythm. I'm not going to go train at 3 a.m. anymore, unless like I can't sleep, you know, there is exceptions, but I train with my natural waking and sleeping cycle. I train so that in the future I can lift up my grandkids and my kids and still play with people and have healthy knees. I'm training to be the grandma that can still drop it low on the dance floor at my grandchild's wedding. That is what I'm training for now. I'm not training to look hot and y'all, and the ones that identify as that, y'all, we need to train for our hormones because it is such a big difference. Now, I'm not going to go too much into my own detail, but I can tell you that this body was built on rice and beans and a lot of sleep. A lot of people were like, what is your diet? And I'm like, diet? What are you talking about, yo? In today's day and age, I see food and I eat it because, like, if someone offers me food, it's like, it is expensive to live, yo. Now I'm sick, so how the turntables, right? Find what works for you, because the secret sauce really is discipline, but it's also knowing that you are unique in the way everybody's, like, very similar, but we are different. The way we get to where we're going or where we're trying to go is different for everybody, and it is specific for everybody. And I say that because I was even recently thinking about that with career as well, or friendships or relationships, or just my whole life. And I'm thinking, like, I don't have a blueprint for my life. Like, I don't have anyone else that I can really follow and copy or imitate. There's people that I admire, but there's nobody that's like exactly what I want to do or exactly who I envision myself being, right? I gather inspiration from a lot of different areas, you know, musicians, artists, astronauts, scientists, my mom and dad, Parinsi May, my family. The gun smoke. I'm sorry, what? Cora could never. I am Cora's daughter anyways. It's kind of like rainy, so like the weather kind of swapped, you know. At this point, the bugs in the apartment are winning. They're getting game on me. They're getting game because they're occupying space I'm not. They're up and at it and I'm sick in bed. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. Everybody is different, you know, so I'm here for the thick girls, the thin girls, the in-between girls, the skinny fat girls. I just want to say, sorry if that's distracting, but also it's Georgia in the end of July, so deal with it. The bugs be loud. I apologize. I apologize if you can hear the bugs in the background. They are absolutely ecstatic, stoked, hyped out of their mind that the sun is setting. And when it rains, they're also very loud. There is nothing I can do about it. My mic got destroyed because of the humidity. Body built by rice and beans, fool. But I think, I have big calves. I have pretty big calves. You can't really tell, but my calves be looking sort of big. I'm not sure why. I'm gonna be honest with you, my room is adorable. I love it. I don't really know what's going on there, like, just don't pay attention to it. I don't really have things to hang my, like, beauty stuff on. Anyways, I need to pee. I wanna go eat dinner.